Welcome back to the Takeout. As promised moments ago, Tennessee Republican Congressman Tim Burchett joins me now. Congressman, you have concerns and you want to air them here about security for lawmakers and what Capitol Police are or are not doing about it. What are they?
Well, I had a sort of an incident today that my local authorities are on top of it, and they took care of business. But yeah, I'm always concerned about security. We They always tell me that it's expensive, and I've told leadership, it's more expensive. And they said, what? And I said, a funeral. I got concerned when that Jewish couple was basically just assassinated out on the streets of Washington. Nobody's talking about it anymore. And I'm worried about my colleagues in Congress, Democrats and Republicans that were Jewish. And they put some funding in and they've upped it. Brian Stiles, the committee that oversees that, has really done great work on that, and it's better than it was. I don't know what the answer is. Everybody says tone down the rhetoric, but the rhetoric is what sells membership. So we're kind of in a wait and see pattern until something bad happens, and I worry when something bad happens, it's going to be too dadgum late.
Congressman, you mentioned an incident today involving you. Can you tell us any more about it?
No, it's just some person who made some statements, and our local authorities were tipped off to it and had the fellow on film, and I just say he was going to be where I was going to be, and he made some statements about some things and alerted my law enforcement, our police chief here in the city, as well as my sheriff. All of them have been great, but I live here where I live. So it's, and you go out, you announce you're going to be somewhere, and you have to have security now, just about, in my position. And that's a pitiful thing. That is a pitiful thing. But that's the world we live in. And it's, I've got a wife and a daughter, and I want them protected, and I've paid a lot of money for the security around the perimeter around my farm here. And you come on my property, I know I'll know within a millisecond when you step foot on it. And from Tennessee,
right,
they'll take care of it. But
does that make you,
I'm worried
Congressman?
about it.
Does that make you, Congressman, reassess and question the risks involved of being in public life in ways you didn't before?
Every day it's changed in the last couple of years, and it's just going to get worse. And I think we've come to the realization in Congress that the folks that are supposed to be watching us, my big argument, of course, was always with leadership, and I really got mad at them because, and rightfully so, they're in their protected bubble. They've got the security, they've got the suburban, they've got the detail, and we don't. But it makes me reevaluate everything. It makes me, you can't see it, but I'm sitting in front of 3 or 4 guns that are on the wall that my dad took off of Japanese soldiers that he killed. I mean, I'm very much aware of the world that I've come from and the world I live in. And my dad told me one time, he said, buddy, he said, if somebody's willing to lose their life to take you out, there's not a whole heck of a lot you can do about it, but try to stop them. And that's what we got to do.
When you say, Congressman, it's going to get worse, why are you so sure it's going to get worse?
Because that's just the spiral we're in. We're in people want to blame the news, but y'all are just going to report it. If somebody gets hurt, the protests get more violent because people get ginned up, and it's not y'all necessarily. I mean, they've got this, they got the computer, they got their cell phone, they're going to be on Facebook instantaneously live, and it's going to sensationalize it. And that's why you all in the media have read, and I'm grateful for it. A lot of the times when somebody pulls some stunt, you don't mention their names, or you don't mention the victims in some instances, because all that does is feed that psychopathic ego that's out there. And the unknown ones are the ones, it's always the lone gunman kind of thing.
Right.
And, it's the reality of what I live in. I chose it. I chose it, but I didn't it just came on me pretty fast. It came on all of us pretty fast here as of late.
As I've told you before, Congressman, this is an ongoing conversation. I hope you'll come back because we want to talk to you about things besides your personal safety to you and to your constituents, paramount. But you and I have lots of other things to talk about. I hope you'll come back. Tim Burchett, Republican, Tennessee. I appreciate the time,
Love
sir.
to. Always, brother. You're class act. Thank you.